Hello everyone, welcome back to Red vs. Blue Season 10 Reviews with me, with Christopher Strong and Matthew Lake. He's back in action.
Hello.
Hello.
And we're going to review Episode 9 of Red vs. Blue. It actually came out 30 minutes later, yeah, which is surprising. I guess it was both to build up anticipation. But Episode 9 review,
sucks.
there will be spoilers. If you haven't seen the episode, go watch it. The link's in the description. I hope you enjoy our thoughts. So, it starts off with Maine getting out of the drop pod, and it's all badass music. And I was a little bit disappointed with the fight, because I guess I overhyped it. I honestly thought he was gonna do what Tex did in Season 9, just blow shit away. And he didn't really do that, but you mentioned, Chris, a really good point that only has one AI, so he's not gonna be the badass that was in Revelation, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And I do agree that he is a lot better than he was in Season 9, because, I mean, he freaking grabbed that Warthog and literally just ripped it to shreds. And I thought it was so awesome how he threw his brute shot and sliced the robot guy's arm off. I'm like, oh, brutal.
Oh, and then he jingle-fitted somebody and chopped their head.
Yeah, he freaking punched just owned him straight off the bat. So he was pretty cool. Carolina was fighting that girl with the swords, and Which was
the boring part, by the way. That was kind of like the two fighting right there. Actually, you mentioned earlier before we recorded this, James, was that you couldn't really hear the punching very well, which might just
I couldn't hear anything except the music, and I was wondering if that was intentional or if that was a legitimate fuck up, because I literally couldn't hear anything.
On my end, mine was quite the opposite. Mine had like really quiet music and ridiculously loud sound effects.
Okay, because I couldn't hear any sound effects. All I heard was music and then them just throwing punches, but I couldn't hear the actual punch.
Yeah.
Okay, well, mine was like, I could hear the punches and the music just fine.
Yeah.
So just crazy.
Well, also, when I watched the episode, there was no HD option, so I wonder if that was kind of a fuck up, too.
I don't know, but what happened next in the episode, James?
After that, after a brief skirmish of the meta or I should say Maine, he's not the meta yet. Oh yeah, and then Sigma's being a fucking creeper, legitimate creeper.
He outranking the counselor now in the creepiness. I mean, I swear to you, he is now he's beating the counselor now.
Yeah.
He's creepier.
The counselor wasn't creepy to me. He was just a pointless, fucking annoying character that I didn't want to see on the screen.
No, the counselor's definitely creepy. He just kind of got some...
Is the counselor the black guy?
Yeah, the black guy is...
Okay, yeah, the black guy is creepy.
Racist.
Sigma's a fucking creepy person. And, I actually watched, the Red vs. Blue or the RTX PAX thing, or whatever it was, RTX panel, and they kept saying that Sigma's the main villain in Season 10, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. Right now, he's really not doing much at all except talking, like everyone else, ha ha ha. But,
talking is long, though, you know?
Yeah, but anyway, we get the past fight scenes over. Anything you had, you liked or you had issues with?
I had an issue with the entire scene.
No. I had an issue with later on season, which we'll get into that one. But go on to the red and blues, I guess.
I genuinely had a whole kind of problem with the whole kind of first CGI sequence. The talk scene was very out of place, but once you kind of got past that, it was it was okay.
Yeah, it was out of place.
It was typical Red versus Blue conversation, like the talk scene and the second CGI piece. It's still if you go past the fact that it's out of place, you can still kind of enjoy it as the typical Red versus Blue.
I think they should have kept the whole main Carolina fight and not put in the York Washington.
Yeah.
It really just ruined the balance. Especially, I thought the music was kind of okay and it was good in the beginning, and then at least on my end, the audio was fucking up, which is why it probably ruined the experience for me. But it really took me out of the scene when we went to a talking scene and the music just completely cut. And then we went back to Carolina. It was just kind of okay. But, I don't know. Overall, I thought that the fight scene, it was good, but I was expecting a lot more. Then again, this is episode 9, and there's 11 more episodes to air. So I'll probably be seeing a lot more later on.
I was pretty disappointed with the choreographing in this scene. It was, it didn't seem up to par. Normally they have...
it just seemed like they were throwing random kicks and punches and pointless backflips.
Yeah, exactly. But in the other fight scenes, you always had the music sync to the
and it was just all over the place.
In this one, it was just kind of empty. It was just music that was just there, and it just seemed very kind of off-putting and didn't give a good kind of feel to the scene.
That's probably just sloppy editing, but the red-blue part, I'm going to skip over to that.
Yeah, do you want to explain that? Because you know more about that than I do.
Yeah, right now the Reds and Blues are not trusting Carolina whatsoever. They
or
don't
Washington.
Trust Washington with Carolina because of the fact that Washington is basically like following Carolina. Like she's like, he's kind of Carolina, I guess now in a way. It feels like, you think?
Like Washington is a.
James, you hated it, didn't you?
I hated the what?
This scene, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I mentioned this in every episode review. Nothing happens in progression time.
I actually enjoyed this side of the machinima more than the CGI stuff because like I don't know. I actually genuinely laughed at the friend having a companion thing.
Yeah,
I thought that was quite funny.
But
now I loved how there was kind of there was story progression in my opinion. It was
there was a little
anarchy.
bit. Yeah,
there's like anarchy sparking in the group and everyone's kind of siding.
Yeah, I mean, but I am going to go back to my previous point where nothing really quote unquote happens. I mean, they're talking about doing something, but they don't do it, which is the issue that I'm having.
Well, we have now have Moto Church coming up here, which hopefully is a homage to Moto Simmons. I don't know. Every time I hear Moto Simmons now, I just think.
I actually don't remember that ever happening.
Well, because your memory's bad, so it's okay.
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably because it was in the season you disliked the most.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm drawing a blank right now, so...
That's okay, we'll forgive.
Okay.
Yeah. But next part, there we go to, we go Pill Guy and CT walking down the hallway.
Yeah, it goes back to the CGI flashback. And we see that blue Spartan get...
The blue guy dies?
Okay.
What?
He's not dead. No, he's not dead. He got shot in the shoulder. He did not actually die.
But he also got
there's no
pierced in the chest by an axe.
They'll kill him off. If they haven't kind of introduced him by now, they're not going to do anything with the character. I think it's just kind of a character they might have put in accidentally and they just want to get rid of.
Then Bernie lied to us. Because Bernie remembered him saying it's going to be a significant character. There's a reason why he's there.
Well, Bernie also said that sponsors get to see this 2 hours early, and he also lied about that this week.
Well, you know what? That's kind of because of a technical issue or anything else. But,
yeah, I was just being a dick.
You enjoyed how the machine gunners in the scene actually kind of had their own.
Very interesting. That was very interesting. I did like the customization on the visors and on like the chain gun with the smiley faces.
Dude, that was creepy.
That was really creepy. I have no idea if they're going to be like major characters in the season, but a very interesting choice of customization. So I'll give props to that.
Rather than just being typical Marine character, they actually have their own kind of personality to them. Like something kind of like the psychopaths out of like Dead Rising.
Well, remember last season with Shark? Yeah, Shark Face last season.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Yeah. But I mean, not a whole lot happens to the scene. I mean, kind of like Wyoming tells a couple of dunk jokes.
Yeah, I'm just like, Wyoming, shut the fuck up and just progress with the story.
I actually enjoyed this scene. It kind of explored Wyoming a little bit more. We haven't seen him much this season. I actually enjoyed it personally.
He's really silly, which I guess I was wrong about him getting the AI then being silly after that. But he's just silly. Yeah. I like it. I like Wyoming. It's one of my favorite characters.
I think I'm so caught up in just progression of story that when they stop talking during like an intense scene, it kind of bugs me a little bit. But I mean, I guess that is red versus blue. Like they're getting shot at and they're not taking it that seriously, which I understand is RVV style, which is okay. I don't know. But and then we see an invisible figure run by, and I could have sworn it's Tex, and I could have sworn it was Maine for a second because. Like, in this episode, we kind of expect that they're going to show the spotlight on Maine, how badass he is. And, like, while they're talking, Maine just comes out of nowhere and takes out the job itself. And then I'm like, wait a minute, it's Tex. And you were right. I honestly didn't believe that every 10th episode is the Tex episode. I actually never caught that.
It's always 10th episode. She was the 10th episode, man.
And she was actually in this episode.
Yeah, except for season, remember season she showed up at the end of the episode. Yeah.
My opinion for that final sequence, I have two humongous issues with that. The first one is I don't care about the Tex character, so I don't know why they're trying to like, oh my god, Tex is so amazing, shoving it down my throat. I really don't care about Tex at all. That's just me, so I didn't care about that scene. Also, I don't like it how she comes out of nowhere. Like, there's no explanation how she got there.
Yeah.
She just comes out of nowhere. I'm just like, okay. Like, where's Maine? Like, what the hell is going on with... Or, like, maybe he's fighting that big hulky guy. But, I mean, I just didn't like how she came out of nowhere. And, I mean, Red versus Blue, like, with Season 8, how she kicked the... butts out of the Reds and Tucker, and you know, they always try to make Tex like the best character in the show, and I just don't care, and I hate how they keep trying to portray Tex as the almighty god, and I just personally don't care about the character. So
okay, so what would you say? What would you give this episode? What grade would you give this?
Honestly, I mean, I'll give it like an A+ for the main parts because I love the meta and main, but for everything else, I probably have to give it like a F.
Okay.
I just didn't like it.
Okay, so Matt, what would you give it?
I'd have to rate this in 2 parts. I'd have to rate the CGI and then the Machinima separately. The Machinima definitely gets a A-star. It's typical Red vs. Blue. It's what I love. And then the CGI was kind of a letdown in comparison to what they've done before, so I'm going to give it like a D.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that the Red vs. Blue parts I'm going to give a A+ to, and then the CGI parts going to give it an A- 2.
I mean, it's all based on personal opinion. Like, you guys love the... I mean, I like I said, I'm all about story progression, so I didn't like it that much at all. But I love the main parts. I wish there was more of it, but there wasn't. Oh, well. You know, there's still episode 10, 11, 12, 13, up to 20, probably. So, yeah. Is that it? Anything else we got to say?
That's it.
All right, next episode. Can't wait for the next one.
We're only 11 minutes in. This is shocking. And
well, let's just have a random conversation about something.
Thank you for watching the Red vs. Blue Season 10, Episode 9 review. Once again, the link is in the description. Go watch it. Let us know your thoughts on the episode. And we'll be here next week for Episode 10, then 11, 12. And then we'll do a recap of probably episodes 8 through 12. We might reference, 9 through 12. We might reference 1 through 8 again, but probably not, seeing how we already did the recap on that. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me, guests.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Okay, thanks for watching, people. Have a good one. Ciao.
Bye-bye.